In school, he learned both the language, Greek and Latin language. He got his college education in King's College, and he married twice in his life. His contribution, so here we discuss his contribution as a both as a poet and as a novelist. He began his career as a poet, and we know about that he wrote the Nightingale's Voice, but he began his career as a poet. He wanted to be a poet. He wrote the poem, but he realized that due to the Industrial Revolution, or we can say that was the invention of the new literary form, novel, during the time, before the sometime, 18th century. That's why people are lover of the novel readings. That's why he started his career as a novel, but he understand that the poem had no takers. He prepared in the market rules that as a writer, he write down because he want to publish the poem. People read it and he can earn the money. But he realized that the poet had no takers, no one interested in the poem. That's why he switched over from poet to the novelist. His novels become the popular. Here we can use the word Victorian realism. That's why the theme of his novel are the problem of marriage, divorce, unhappy wedlock, salvation, and these are the major. Mostly he can focus on the middle class peoples, higher middle class or lower middle class or middle class people, Madhyam Varg people. Those are the problems that focus in most of his novel. They move around the marriage, job, divorce, and here we can say unhappy bad luck. Due to the children, some people are not take divorce, and that was the life was passing on, and that was unhappiness was reflected in it. Now we can try to get a glance of the central theme of his novel. Under the Greenwood Tree, 1872, is an idyll set in the rustic scene of Melstock village. The Under the Greenwood Tree is published in 1872, and that was ideals એટલે ગ્રામ્ય જીવનના અને ગ્રામ્ય જીવનની સેટિંગમાં આ રજૂ કરવામાં આવ્યું હતું. A pair of blue eyes. I have not written here, but a pair of blue eyes. And here he can appear in the Tristan magazine in 1873. Here it is the romantic types of the novel, attached to the beauty of the eyes, and thence far from bending ground. Here I do not mention here, but that was published in 1874, and is a tragic comedy set in Wessex background. Tragic comedy, sentimental kind of the play, far from madding crowd. The Return of the Natives, 1870, a most popular novels of Thomas Hardy. The Return of Natives, published in 1878, is a study of man's helplessness before melancholy of an all-powerful fate. Agony of, it is called, my dear friend, in English a proverb. Man is a slave of circumstances. આપણે તો ભગવાનની હાથની કઠપૂતળીઓ છે. માણસ એ સંજોગોનો ગુલામ. And here he can, in this novel, the agony of the all-powerful fate. કાબે અર્જુન લૂંટ્યા વહી વહી ધનુષ્ય વહી બળ. કે ભવિષ્યની બલિહારી ન જાણ્યું જાનકીનાથે કાલે સવારે શું થવાનું. Sorry friends, in Janakinath પણ here it was a fate was powerful. Even the God and Almighty obey the fact. સંજોગોને બધા તાબે તો બધાને થવું પડે. In them, the mayor of the Castle Bridge, one of the most celebrated novel, is another study of destiny which fear man to his downfall. Destiny, tragic hero માં આપણે ભણ્યા, destiny નું ભાગ્ય. Man become the fall of his due to his destiny, and that was in the mayor of the Castle Bridge. The Woodlander, published in 1887, is a tragic story of Gil's Winterbourne's and Marty South. There are the two characters, and the story of that was expressed in the Woodlanders. Hardy's last and greatest novel, Test of the De Test of the De and Jude of Obscure. I have to write down here, dear friend. Jude of Obscure show his frank handling of sex and religion. They arouse the hostility among the conventional readers, because those are the lover of the Hardy's novel. They are not convinced in this story, because here you can mention the sex and relation, these two issues, and that's why they are De and Jude of Obscure. And thus we can say they about a greatness. A great Hardy is as an artist. He is entirely flawless. Flaw એટલે ખામી, FLAW, flawless in his work or in his workmanship. His novels has a sound plot, theme, character and background. That's why he is called the flawless workmanship. And that's why it is said about the Hardy, I quote, Hardy was a great artist but not great craftsmanship. Here great artist means he was a technically perfect, just like Dr. Samuel Johnson. He was technically perfect, but he was not a great craftsman like a William Shakespeare or other novelist. Then after that, 19th century, he began his career as a poet, and later on, because during Victorian age he earned enough money so that to satisfy the poet inherent in the Hardys, they came out and he started to write the poem, and the poem is known as a Wessex poem. Thomas Hardy is one of the most popular poets in this way. Okay, I ask the one question to dear friends. Write down 2 or 3 names of the novel. 2 or 3 names of the novel. Second question, write down the one collection of his short story. Third question, write down the 2 names of his poems or poetry. Thank you, friends.